Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days and 5 minutes on this good looking Tuesday as we take a look at the satellite loop. The rotation of that storm, you can see it very clearly on the satellite, still offshore. We are still in drier air, but just want to point out we've got some clouds coming in from the east now, and you see this arc that is moving through southeastern New England, or actually just now moved through southeastern New England. They're coming out of it, and that northern edge is moving over Long Island and into New Jersey, mostly in southern New Jersey there, and then kind of curls back to the Carolina coast. There is a little bit of rain, believe it or not. I guess we can believe it. As we look at the radar, there's some rain touching eastern Long Island that's backing southwestward. I think most of this is going to wind up staying offshore. A few areas there on Long Island, particularly on the eastern part, will probably get clipped by the northern edge, and it's mostly light rain anyway. In fact, some of this may not even be reaching the ground. So it's just like it's one of these arms that comes around in these types of situations from off the ocean. It's always something we have to be uh, at least looking at. But I don't think this is something that's going to suddenly blow up and then arc back westward and cover a very any kind of areas inland. This is just going to stay mainly offshore. So for the rest of the day, for the vast majority of the area, it looks good. Temperatures are responding to the strong May sun and moving up into the 60s, at least away from the ocean. As far as severe weather is concerned today, we have risks out in Texas and also up in the western lakes. You see that area of enhanced risk in West Texas and the slight risk that goes around it into Oklahoma, and also a rather large area of slight risk covering much of the state of Wisconsin into a small portion of southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa, with the marginal risk extending further to the east. Now, as far as tomorrow is concerned, it's in the plains and also down into parts of eastern New Mexico where we have a slight risk of severe weather, and then up in Minnesota and parts of eastern South Dakota into Nebraska. And then as we move further to the next day, which is Thursday into Friday, big area of enhanced risk being indicated up in Minnesota and eastern North and South Dakota down into eastern Nebraska. So this is going to probably be a fairly strong outbreak that we're looking at for the end of the week. And moving on into the weekend in the long range, we have, for the most part, except for the first day, which is for Saturday into Sunday 4, which is Friday into Saturday, we have potential too low, and for the rest of the period, we have predictability too low. As far as rainfall goes over the next 7, and this is going to cover whatever happens as we move through the weekend and into next week. There might be some showers around, but it's not much. We're looking at a tenth to a quarter of an inch in some areas from Long Island south into Delaware, less than that in southeastern New England. Higher amounts in upstate New York, half an inch to an inch in upstate New York, western PA, and down in Virginia, North Carolina. Not much rain for the southeast, just kind of pockets here and there across the Gulf states and into Texas. More rain up in the northern plains, though, with rainfall amounts of over an inch there and on up into the Pacific Northwest. So we're still pretty much under control here by this coastal low that is just going to sit there. You see that little patch of green for this afternoon into this evening. That disappears. That's offshore. That's why we're not concerned. The low is going to still be out there for the next couple of days, but the high settles down further south. And that's good because that's going to help at least relax the onshore flow to a large extent. Doesn't completely go away, but it does relax it to a large extent, and it puts us in the dry air. So that's good. And that's going to allow temperatures to keep climbing. We should be up into some places along the coast tomorrow will be in the 60s, but the inland area should make it up into the low and maybe even some middle 70s. We might even go a few degrees higher on Thursday and into Friday. Warmer as you go north, a little lower as you go south. We still have this sort of upside down nature to the atmosphere because of the residual blocking pattern. And then that coastal low sort of disappears, but the remaining trough hangs around the coast. And as the high goes out well offshore, we might start to see some showers come up on Saturday along the coastal plain. You see a little area there that moves up on Saturday. And then they're sort of scattered around into Sunday, more toward the coast really than inland spots. And the next thing I would be probably paying a little attention to is early next week. We do have a cold front that's going to be moving through sometime on Monday with this upper trough that's dropping down from the Great Lakes. The GFS has got it kind of on the flattish side. The European has it a little sharper. If the trough is a bit sharper, then we'll have to look out for the possibility that there might be maybe the chance for some showers and some stronger thunderstorms here along about Monday. But that's far enough down the road that we could be able to take a look at this again tomorrow and Thursday and figure out how that's going to play out. So no Joe and Joe weather show tonight. Taking another day off here to enjoy the nice weather that covers just about everybody up and down the East Coast with those exceptions that we mentioned earlier. But we will be back tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern Time. So have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow.